This video is a quick overview of GAPP. As you start GAPP, you will see something like this, and if you don't have geocaches imported yet, this will be empty. But this is the main screen. You'll see the menu bar and a button bar, and below you see counters. I will just have a quick overview and won't go in detail with every item, but I will say a bit more about the cache list and the numbers. This will say the amount of geocaches totally imported in the database. This number between brackets is the number of geocaches selected. This number the number of logs. This number the number of waypoints and log images. And this is your name. You register through a live API. And over here you can change the home coordinates if you click on it, or the center location. And over here you see active geocaches. No active geocache at the moment, but if I click on one, let's say this one, it will say it's the active geocache at the moment. This one is the database. It could be a real database or just a file. And this, I use MySQL at the moment, so this is a database name. And here you have the cache list. The status, all geocaches have a different color for archived or you found. That will be that can be set within the settings. These are the columns. You can switch them if you want. Next time when it starts, it will remember. And also you can sort the list. And if you say, well, I don't care about premium member only caches or not, you can disable it. Well, you say, well, I want to know if it's archived. It will remember the settings. And here's just a quick filter. You can say, well, if only Netherlands, now you'll only the geocaches in the Netherlands. You can also show selected only. Well, there's no geocache selected at this moment. And this is the selected column, and this is the flagged column. This is a special check, like kind of a bookmark for geocaches. And you can hide it. Next, I think I'll just go through the menu. The file. You have import. Well, of course, you can import GPX files. It's from OpenCaching.de, geocaching.com, or there are many GPX generators. And there's also an option to import GSAK database. And a special one, that's the Waymark GPX. And of course you can also export data. You can export it, for instance, to an Excel worksheet. Over here you can select, it will remember, so these are my last settings. You can select the file name, and you can create sheets, sheet test, add, and you can select the items, and when you're done you press export and the file will be created. And of course you can export the data to a Garmin, and you have two options. Some garments, especially new ones, can act as a mass storage device. And with this, well, I don't have one connected now, so and there's also with the communicator, so that's within the browser using the Garmin communicator. And you can also export it for Garmin points of interest, and then you can optionally upload it directly using the POI loader from Garmin. And of course you can export it as the GPX, export it to DAK, that's for Android geocaching application, and export it as an OV2, that's for the TomTom. You can create a new database or open an existing one, or save, and that's different from many database applications. Over here you can do anything what you want, but it won't be saved automatically. So you can make a mistake, say okay, I don't want this, just restart or reload the database, and once you're finished, say okay, I want to save this, and you press save. And of course you need to be able to search for geocaches, for selections. With Actions you can see you can create attachments to a geocache. Let's say this one. So geocache attachment. I can add a file or add files to it and add a comment. And if it over here you can select all geocaches with attachments. Well, there's none. Or geocaches along a route. For instance, let's say to Maastricht, calculate route, and say, oh, I want to 3 kilometers from the route, and then you press select, and over here you see that geocaches are selected, and there's 94 geocaches. And also over here, if you press so selected only, and you see only the selected geocaches. And there's a more extensive search. With each option you check, so I want only the caches I haven't found, and I want, let's say, near Arnhem, and select. Let me go here too. Now you see all caches near Arnhem. Let me show a map. Now you see the caches are within 30 kilometers within Arnhem. The query builder, so that's if you have certain selections you want to do often, you can save them. So let's say you have a terrain equals 3 and found, and you can add other options to it. Will be explained in more detail within another video. The quick select, as usual, like for clear selection or invert selection, and you have more like the select all the caches that I haven't found or have been archived. Then there's a select geocache by area. So now we're here in the map, so It's just a quick selection if you want. Only the geocaches that are, well, let's say, let's take another one. Let's say near Amsterdam. I don't know if I have that one. Select. Yeah, you see 55 geocaches near Amsterdam. It's a quick selection. And there's also select geocaches within region, but then I have to explain more about the shapefiles later on before I can go to this one. And you can have a quick search by text. So let's say if you have a, well, I don't know, let's take a view by name. Now you see all geocaches that have view and the name. An action. There's the action builder. This kind of is more like a macro. You can create your own, if you say, scheme, and which you can use every time, and it's saved and it's graphically. Let me just give an example. I want all the caches near, let's say, Apeldoorn, within 30 kilometers. What I will do is I will all caches near Apeldoorn. I create a new one. So now I say, okay, I want only geocaches that are available. So let me, and now I need for location. I say distance to location. Let's say 20 kilometers. And now I need to provide a location. Let's say Apeldoorn. Okay. And what I want to do with it. So these are conditions. There are a lot. You can also have attributes. And so now I say, okay, I want to have the selection. So if it's within 20 kilometers, I want to have it selected. All the others I don't. So what we'll do then, if it's not available or it's more than 20 kilometers, and the selection is false. So now I can press execute. Now let's save and look at the map and the list what's happening if we execute this. So now you see near Arnhem the selection, and overall also over here. So that's the action builder. You can also assign regions to geocaches. That's going to be explained in more detail later, again with the shapefiles. You can add events to the calendar. These are the events that are currently in the database, and you can add it to the Google Agenda, Google Calendar, and Outlook. And you can do it one by one, or add all. Offline images could be useful when you don't have always internet connection, that you want to have the images of the geocache also offline. This gives you the opportunity to grab all the images of the geocache that are within the selection. purge logs. Well, to keep the database a bit small, you can delete all logs that are older. So you just keep the last 5. And of course you can delete geocache. So you make a selection and you can delete the geocaches. Scripts. Well, that's going to be handled in another video. You can create your script in C#, but it's more advanced and will be in a later video. The live API. So this one's go directly to geocaching.com database to fetch the data. So your data is always up to date. The first one is import geocaches. Well, looks impressive, but in general it's just that you make a selection criteria. With that selection criteria you get the geocache of geocaching.com database. So we first pick a location. And let's say again, I'm not very creative, say Arnhem. Okay. Within 10 kilometers I want all the geocaches, and just let's say 20. This is just an example. And press import. So now it's going to import 20 geocaches from geocaching.com. If I turn this off, let's see. You can also log geocaches. You can do for a single geocache or for all selected. Let's say if you have done a power trail, you can just select a power trail and do a batch logging. But let's first try a single. So this is the one that was selected. If I select another one, say okay, I want to log this one. So then it's over there. So this, I want to log this cache. Say it's found. You can also add images. They are automatically scaled. Open. And over here you can set the limits you want. You say, well, I want to limit it to 2.2 megabytes, and this is the limit the size. Then the image is automatically scaled, and this is the result of the scaling. So this is going to be the actual width and height. So it is smaller than the, so it's okay. Now over here you can just add another one. So this one is larger, so now you can see it's scaled. And you just enter text and you press submit, and the cache will be locked. I won't do that now. You can also add trackables. Another application is loading trackables. You can just now say I want drop this one, and if you log it now, then in this case trackable is logged also. And like I said, you can also do a batch logging. So we selected 42 geocaches, and so there are 42 written in this list. You can order them, and then if you log, then all geocaches will be logged. Then you can stop after each log, just after each geocache also. Log trackable, visit my finds. Some people, they would like to track the geocache they found, and they use a trackable for that. And then that trackable will have a visit log for each found geocache. So what you do is you get your own trackables. So this one, what you then do is get all. So because this one I don't use it, so there's no visit log for each geocache I found. So that's what the system is telling me. So, okay, this one is missing, and if I can just type something, and let's say from Saturday, so this the geocaches. These geocaches are found from between January 2000 to October 2012. And you can now press visit logs for missing. Then all these of the trackables, this trackable will have a visit log for that found date of that geocache and the next one. So in the end, you will have hundreds of visit logs, and you can track your found geocaches on this trackable map. You can also import my finds. It's almost the same as the my finds pocket query from geocaching.com, but this one can be run every hour or every minute, just what you want, so you don't have to wait 3 days. The only disadvantage is that if geocaches are archived, you won't get the coordinates of the geocache. So maybe it's a good thing to, for the first time, to use the my finds pocket query, and after that you can just update it quickly with import my finds. It will import the geocaches also. And you can import geocache notes on geocaching.com. You can write notes, personal notes on geocache. And this one can import it. And if you do, I don't know if I have notes. Note is there. You can do a search. Click, select, put notes. Yeah, 2. So that's nice. It's just for testing, I guess. So that's just the quick way to get the notes from geocaching.com. And also it's to get the status available or not available up to date. You can use the pocket queries, but also use update status, and that will be pretty quick for the geocaches. So now I've got 2. Let's say update status. So now these 2 geocaches are updated. Available, not available. And you can also do a complete refresh of the data, so this including cache descriptions. Remember, you only have 6,000 geocaches a day, so you shouldn't use it for the whole database at once. And there's also an image gallery. First time to get your images, these are the log images. So your photos you placed attached to the logs. And so you see this one is in Germany. So this is the geocache. You can click on it and it will go to geocaching.com. And this is the log itself. Press this one. Oh, it's moved. So this is the log itself, and of course the picture. If you click on the picture, you will have it enlarged. So if you add logs with pictures, you can just press update. Like I said, the first time you get to download all the pictures, it takes some time. It looks like it's stuck, but it isn't. But after that, updating it's pretty fast. And there's a trackable group. So over here you can, I don't have a group. Let's create one, test group. Here you can get an overview of trackables, any trackables, doesn't really matter which one, but I will just add my own for now, but you can just get a list of your own trackable codes. It can be also other people's trackables. So these are the trackables we have. So now it's added, but I still need to update the data. So that's what I'm going to do now. So all trackables in the group. That will take some time because there's a limit on the number of requests per second or per minute on geocaching.com. What it will do is get all the logs of the trackables. And then you will see the hops, drops, the number of the discovery and the number of the distance it has traveled. And you can, here it is, and you can show them on a map. So here are the trackables. So just keep track of trackables you want. And you can create as many groups as you want. Let's see. Yeah, over here you can select the language. You can switch, or is it? It's now you can switch it to Dutch. Let's switch it back to English. And we have plugins. Well, there's a settings form. These are the settings for each plugin, and you can authorize for geocache.com live API. So that's this menu. And here you have a list of all plugins. If you say, well, I really don't want to update or to import pocket queries, well, that's one we have skipped. Now you just disable it, and it won't show up in the menu. Well, there's a lot of settings. What I haven't shown, let's import pocket queries. This one is very useful. So when you create pocket queries on geocaching.com, you can download them. I haven't done it in a while, so you can see so it's all marked as ready for download, and it hasn't been updated yet. So now you can just press OK, and then they will all be downloaded and imported. There's also a package manager for downloading scripts, or the core, it's also possible. This is the core, that's the application itself. And then you see several scripts. You can just, if you press install, then it will be available within this menu or over here. And after first installation you get the setup wizard, but you can also execute it manually. So you press it over here. So now you can select a language, and you can authorize. So that's normally what you do at startup, at first setup. Then you can set a home location and a center location. Here we have several windows. There's a geocache attachments. This is what we saw a little while ago. You can just add any file to this geocache. It can be photos, Excel sheet, or whatever. There's also a chat, it's integrated chat. It's a very interesting one. It's not only a chat, but you can do much more with it. But that will be welcome aboard. That will be explained in another video. You can follow another user if that other user would press select another cache. You can make it in a way that you also select the geocache. And if you don't have the geocache, that you can with one click import it from the geocaching live. But that's for another video. And that was for developers. A waypoint editor and a geocache editor. You can edit any item of the geocache. You can change the name or the publication date. I mean, it's every field can be changed. Also the geocache type. In case you need to change things like, well, the personal notice are also there. And another item is the waypoint manager, waypoint editor. And then of course you need a geocache with waypoints. Let me rate that one. I don't know if I have. No, let me create new. I should have prepared this. I want to have geocaches with at least an amount of waypoints. Let's say 5. And what I want to do with it, I want to select it. If it's true, false. Execute. So now at least I have geocaches with waypoints in it. By the way, these are all saved, of course, so you create it once and you don't have to create it another time. So over here you can just also change the coordinates or any property of that waypoint, also the type here. And we have to view geocache. So over here you can see the selected geocache. You can now say I want to view it. And you see also on the map everything changes. So that's view. And there's also an HTML editor. This is useful if you want to create geocache descriptions. It's just a little tool. You can type anything. You can make it bold. And over here you have the HTML code. And you can also create nodes. So these are from geocaching.com, but you can also create your own node. So test. So let's see, there's test. So you can place nodes with it. And over here you see also that this one has a node. You have presets. This is for the screen. So there's a fixed one, a split screen. You can also say, well, no, I don't like this view. I will just, let's say, oh, maybe I want another window. Let's say the geocache habitat. Then what you can do is just save this one. Save, give it a name, test screen. Let's we have the screen. So now when window, can you please say test screen, and everything is back to where it was. Also automatically saved. And the solver, oh wait, I skipped one. That's the cache list. Well, that's this one. We already handled that one. The solver, it's just a little tool, and you can test. And that's the 13 encryption, word value. Just a little tool, projection, angle, and Dutch grid conversion. Hopefully in the future there will be more added to the solver. And you can create statistics. I hope I have enough. I've downloaded all. But over here you see these are all default. So if you install GAPP, this will be the default. Don't mind this. These are for programmers. You can. So this is a script for the day's cache. And the only thing what you need to do is just press generate. And now it's going pretty fast. These are the statistics. And hopefully it will be more in the future. It's going pretty fast, and adding them is pretty easy. So who knows, in the future there will be more. Yeah, and then it's a very interesting thing. It's map. We already saw a Google map. So this is an explorer, just a browser. You can just click here at geocache, and you see also everywhere it is changed. That one. But there are more. It's not just a Google map. An important one is of course OpenStreetMap. So this is the online version, and you just, if you press the geocache, also if you press it on this map, you'll see it will change over here too. If you press here, you will see that the geocache is also okay. So that's the OpenStreetMap, but it's online. There's also a possibility to have an OpenStreetMap offline. But of course you need to first download. So this is also press. Let's select the geocache. See this one. To download an offline map, these are the binary formats of the OpenStreetMap. You can download it yourself. You can also do it within the application. Let's plug in settings. And you see a map, OpenStreetMaps. Select that one. And I already installed these, but you can get more. These are downloaded from Maps Fork. So if you go to Europe and say, okay, I want to have Croatia too, and you press download, and it will be added to that list. And you will have this. It's very neat when you don't have internet connection. Another map type is the Google Roadmap, and it's not within the browser. So someone said this is the fastest map version. Because this one, Google Maps, is in the browser, but then you have the option to have Street View and this nice thing. This map doesn't, but it's very fast, and it's also cached, the tiles. And you can have only the active. You can also have all geocaches on the map. And the last one, and it's open layers map. Typical to open layers, so this is the OpenStreetMap, this default selection. You can have OpenStreetMap, Google Streets, Bing Aerial, Bing Road, just the Bing. You can have only the active one, like now. And so I want to have the selection 2, and that's 70 geocaches. Let's see. So I need to have this one also, of course. So now so that's for the map. One thing I would like to point out, and that's the shortcut keys. It's very useful. We saw the window presets, that's very useful. And like this one, you can delete it if you want, but that's one we created just now. But we also have the shortcut assignment. So if you say, well, I use the action builder editor quite often, you can just assign a key to it. And for now, I just, let's say F8. I press F8 and that's it. Only have to press apply. So if I now press F8, I go to the action builder. Very easy to do. And the shape files I mentioned, I will explain it later. That will be explained in another video. Well, I hope this gives a short overview and gets you interested. Thank you.